Happy Halloween, guys. Allow me to introduce to you the perfect circle expansion. Assuming the ideal raid path, the tool cupboard is covered by 23 rockets, and a further 30 rockets would be needed to obtain all other meaningful loot rooms. Valuable locker kits are highly accessible to base owners, but have been disguised to fool the average raider, whilst keeping your high tier weapons and armor behind an 8 rocket barrier. As a strong and cost efficient base, every floor adds either online or offline protection, and there are numerous spots for added features for electricians or pilots. The expansion is simple but effective, easy for newer builders to build, but perfect for all groups to enjoy. And if you hate building external tool cupboards, you'll absolutely love this base. If you're interested in building and you're looking to improve, my Discord is linked in the description, where you can come and question me or some other experienced builders. If you'd like to go one step further, I review bases live on Twitch every Wednesday. And lastly, if you enjoy the content that I produce, I have a new second channel where I upload my Rust wipes. Thanks guys, let's jump into the tour now. As we can see, I mentioned before, there's no externals, gatehouse, compound or anything like that. We're keeping it really simple for you guys. Nothing crazy here. Still a really good main base, of course. And small furnaces kind of got a buff, so they're pretty solid now. We immediately jump up to second floor after our airlock, and we're met with a kind of open area. Of course, there's garage doors, so it's not technically that open, and it's plenty of loot space around here. That's our jump up to third floor. And of course, we have 3 unlootable lockers scattered around, unsplashable, where you can store your best AK kits. Nice and accessible, hidden away. Raiders will hopefully not find those, and if they do, it's 8 rockets per locker, so feel free to try. Is our starter base, and we have our TC room over here. Depending where they go in from, it's 23 rockets, which is a metal and armored wall. Some sites it's stone, metal, then armored as well, so they have to get lucky if they want to get it cheap. But yeah, that was the starter base. We can jump up now to our third floor. Our third floor is all about the bedrooms, so we have plenty of respawns up here, and some lockers that are a little bit more exposed, but plenty of beds, one for each person in the team, and a locker per bedroom as well. To get to the next floor, which is our shooting floor level, we have 3 jump ups. We really don't want to get held down on this floor during a top down. We want multiple ways up to our shooting floor, and each one comes with an ankle biter as well, just to retake shooting floor in case it has been taken. In the core section here, we have room for all the deployables we may have forgotten about, so our batteries and our mixing tables and anything else you can think of. And then once again, we have 3 exits out into our shooting floor. Our shooting floor consists of freehands. No wide gaps, no external TCs, however, still really good angles outside of the base and down below the base. Perfect for defending an online raid, or just doing a little bit of roof camping. Sorting out some door campers, anything like that. Really nice angles that we get from the shooting floor. And some respawns scattered along here. You can head through and you can see all of the nice peaks that we have. Super stable, all connected to main base. We have a breach peak section with a roof peak on top. That is also our roof exit as well. Heading round, you can see the rest of the shooting floor is completely symmetrical. And I know freehands are a little bit scary, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy. And if you're struggling with freehands, I will personally jump on the server and build your freehands for you. Just jump in the Discord and DM me and I'll do that if you're really struggling. On top of the roof, it is super open. We have unlimited space for minicopters, scrap helis, and our turrets cover everything perfectly. You can also see 3 symmetrical windmills that should cover all the electricity you need inside your base. And the roof can also be used as a bit of a shooting floor as well, with all the peaks that we have here. And the ramps that we can use to look out as well. Let's go ahead and break down the costs now. Okay, the total build cost of the base is on screen here. Next up is the box amounts, take a screenshot of that if you need. And lastly is the total upkeep that is spread between 1 TC. That's all of our costs and our upkeep. Let's jump onto the footprint so you see exactly how much space you need to build the base. There is our footprint, really not a big one, and there's no external TCs, so super easy. Alright, let's kick off the starter base now with a square. Throw in your TC in the back right corner, and then we'll come outside to get a shelf. Make sure you lock your TC, throw a door in there, and then I'm just going to start building in the full upgrade cost. Alright, You can start with that one by one, or you can start with the entire hexagon or half the hexagon. Doesn't really matter. We'll expand out to our next 2 loot rooms right now. And making sure we throw in the ramps for extra honeycombing. And to make our boxes slanted, which looks so cool. Double doors all the way around there. And we'll expand through the rest of our circle. Directly opposite our TC is a loot room. Again over here. With our ramps. And then from there we can do a jump up area on this side. And we're taking advantage of that triangle there. And then on the opposite side I do workbench and sleeping bags. But of course you can design the inner circle really however you want. That's completely up to you guys. Throw a ceiling on that and seal off our jump up at the top here with some walls and a door. Then we can drop off the side, skip one triangle and start building our main entrance. You'll see a little bit better where exactly we're building this at. It'll be a little bit more obvious when I jump up here. So you can see we skipped one triangle and then start building. That's our entrance up to 2nd floor though. Before we jump on to the rest of 2nd floor, we'll fill in the honeycombing. Because we do utilize those triangles on 2nd floor for our unlootable lockers. So we'll need to fill all this in before we can start building. Then just for fun, let's go around and do our triangle honeycombing. Around the sides like this, making sure you place triangles where I do. Because on 3 sections is going to be a square. The base is symmetrical by 3, so you can go from where your entrance is and place in square honeycombing if that makes sense. So we're going to have a square here next to our jump up. And to keep things symmetrical, we'll have a square in between them right here. And that's our honeycombing for just now. Fill all this in and then we can work on 2nd floor. Alright, so we're on 2nd floor now. And this is pretty much all about loot rooms. We'll wall in our original jump up here. And then just so we know what's going on, we'll take our jump up to 3rd floor. So we can work around that. So you can see that it's symmetrical by 3 going off of those triangles like that. Have our jump ups, our drop downs, all symmetrical. Then facing each jump up or drop down we have our space for our locker. We're doing a single door so we can hide it with a vending machine to keep that locker unlootable. So I'll show you a little bit of deployable placement now. Throw a locker down in there. Get the code lock on that. Make sure all your team grab the code lock because sometimes it's not accessible through the vending machine. Depends how well you place it. Then just throw that vending machine in the back there and you'll be able to access the locker through it. Then I like to slot one in there as well because it looks cool. And I'll just show you that one more time so you get the idea. Okay, that's the deployable placement for there. We have 3 squares that we can turn into a loot room on this floor. And again, they're getting the ramps for a honeycomb. Get that last loot room built now. And once we've done that, we can just throw frames down everywhere else. Frames are on. Get a ceiling on there. We'll leave out our jump up, of course. We don't want to cover that up. There we go. And now we can raise our honeycombing up to the same height. Starting with our squares. Going all the way around. And then we can do our triangles. Okay, now we can move on to our 3rd floor. Let's start by walling in our jump up. And remember this half wall window, that's to allow us to peek out onto our shooting floor, do a little ankle biter type thing. And we have 3 of those, so we don't get locked down on this floor. Very important in a top down that we can make our way up. So that's why we have 3 jump ups over here. And we're going to frame it off. Makes the ankle biter a little bit more effective and harder to shoot back at you. Then we'll wall in the rest of the floor. This floor is all about bedrooms, so a square and a triangle are going to get joined up together, which equates to a locker and 2 beds. And again, it's symmetrical by 3, so the rest of this floor just follows through the rest. And then we'll add in our frames and our floors. And we'll match our honeycombing to the same height. Starting with our squares again, then we'll move on to our triangles. Okay, let's move on to the 4th floor now. Once we seal this up, we can work on shooting floor. We'll start by walling in all of our jump ups. Half-height floor on top of the window, or half-height wall, to seal it up. And all of our jump ups are facing away from each other to keep it nice and symmetrical. Right next to our jump up is our exit out into shooting floor, and then right next to that is a spot for a battery. You can either hide that battery behind a window or a single door like I'm doing here, wherever you have the BPs for, or if you have some spare armored singles lying around, you can do that. Then the square in the middle is used for mixing tables in the tour. However, if you want to throw some planters down or something else, you've got that spare space up here. So just showing you your large battery can go in here. And again, window, door, garage door, whatever you've got handy, you can do there. As for the mixing tables, throw 2 in the back, garage door on, and then you can place the 3rd one if you want to fit them like I did. And then just seal up this floor. No jump ups on this level, so this entire section can get covered in. And we're all good to start working on... We're working on the shooting floor now, but we need to fill in this honeycombing now. So in between we had a bit of a gap. We're going to throw triangle honeycombing in here. And that'll help us build the shooting floor and of course strengthen the base as well. I left this out till the end because it's not fully necessary until right at the end here. So you can save your mats for the more important stuff as you progress. Alright, shooting floor. We'll start off, I don't know why we've changed to grass, but we have. We'll start off over here in front of this new honeycombing and build a little section here that's going to be our breach peak later on. Again, symmetrical by 3, so there's 3 of these. And they're connected to the base by the frames. And make sure you do those half walls, don't forget. 3 of them in total. Quick 360, looking cool. Half walls on that. And once all of those are in place, we can move on to our freehands. I know freehands are scary, but let's just master it. Once you learn them, it's easy peasy. I know they're kind of hard on console, but I don't have a console, so I can't really give any tips on that, sorry. Throwing our crosshair right where I did it, breaking our low walls, backing up and placing our square. Backing up as much as we can. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2 little ones. You'll get a feel for it the more practice you do, and of course you should be practicing all the bases I post on a build server before you try them on a live one. There are 6 freehand sections you need to do in total here, so you'll definitely get some practice there. And if the terrain is dodgy, there are some tricks that you can do to make sure that you get it right. However, if you are struggling, just shoot me a DM. I'm usually pretty available and I can jump on and I'll happily build your freehands for you. And that's not a joke or anything, I'm happy to do that if anyone needs help like that. But we'll just go around and fill out the rest of the freehands and I'll be back once you guys have done that. Alright, onto the rest of the shooting floor now. We're just going to raise up all of our frames. We can build the breach peaks first just because they're a little bit weird. So we do 2 frames, then a window on top. Then on top of the half wall we do frames, then windows. Fill it in with your floor, half height down. And that's our breach peak built, and there's 2 more of them to fill in. And then we can raise up our frames of our freehands all the way around. And they're just simple frame towers on top. Place your floors in too. And then we can add our floors in for the shooting floor now that all the frames are done. Some of them are off main base, some of them are off freehands, just follow along. And then we'll add in some walls here on top of our freehand. And then frames. And that's on all of our free-handed sections. Just to make sure there's not too many angles for people to look into your shooting floor. It's a lot easier for you to play these angles if a raid base can't see you, for example, or if you can just target more areas without being open to too many spots. So we add in the walls on the freehands and then windows in between, and then there's windows on our breach peaks as well. I'm just adding some frames around here as well, and then we can build the breach peak now. Windows, and then we're doing single door, double door, because we're also going to have a roof peak, and this will be our roof exit as well, so that's why we're doing that. One of them will be a garage door, and one of them will just be open single. And all 3 of them filled in. And then we're just throwing down some frames in the shooting floor. For stability, they're not essential, so if you're kind of poor on stone, you don't really need to throw these down. And then you can add in the floors for the shooting floor. We aren't matching what's below, so just copy again. It's a little bit different. Everything's coming off of main base and nothing's coming off the freehands. Get all those floors placed in. And then once you've done that, we will go to the free-handed section and place in some windows to begin our roof. So over to our freehands, windows on top, then half walls, then floors, so we can do a little half height peak. And we'll go around all of them doing that. Then from there we're going to place in some backwards facing triangle roofs. So triangle roofs on top of our exit, triangle roofs on top of these new sections that we've just created, all the way around. And then in between all of these we can throw down a square roof ramp to give us that nice peek out. Overall really effective roof. You're safe up here, but there's endless angles to use. And we can hide our turrets from the outside as well, which is nice. Then we'll throw down our frames for our windmill towers, and they go on top of our roof exits, so there's 3 of them in total. Get all those towers built, and then throw a windmill on top. And of course you've got your 3 batteries right below here, so it's a nice easy plug-in, and you can get your electricity set up. And then once you've done that, boys and girls, that completes the base design. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to leave me a like, drop me a comment down below, and of course subscribe. This base is a bang, so I hope to see you out there on some servers. Remember to check out Bandit Camp, the link is in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you in a bit.